All right, man, we have some interesting things going on today, man. Something came across my desk yesterday, and we did post about this, but I want to get into it a little bit more and just discuss it here if you guys missed it, just to get into it, man. But as we know, if you are, this happened at the end of 2025, I'm pretty sure, and I'm not entirely sure when the exact date that these figures hit, but WWE Elite Legends Series 29, right? We know this set. If you've been around Target stores, you've probably seen these figures, and we'll get into that as we discuss, but this set was revealed to us, I think, on the final day of Comic-Con, or the final day of reveals at Comic-Con, right? We had the Bobby the Brain Heenan. This also includes the British Bulldog figure. This also involves the Mr. Perfect / Kurt Hennig figure that comes with the AWA Championship with the, removable cloth goods singlet. And then the final figure, which is the figure that I was the most excited for and one that I was desperately trying to hunt down, was the Rob Van Dam WWE Elite Legends figure here that is Target exclusive. So they revealed these figures. It was a big thing. It was kind of this nice cherry on top of the epic reveal that happened at San Diego Comic-Con for 2025. But this set has become kind of controversial in the last 48 hours here, as we're going to discuss. But if you guys have been like me, you kind of have turned the world upside down looking for this WWE Elite Legends set, and they're actually quite plentiful in a lot of places. I went to probably 7 or 8 different Targets looking for this set, and at all of those stores, for the most part, I found the entire set except for one specific figure, and that was the Rob Van Dam figure. The Rob Van Dam Elite from Money in the Bank here, or WrestleMania if you will, that's coming out here with the custom Money in the Bank briefcase. Been on a lot of wish lists for a very long time, and this is one that I had on my wish list so damn long that it got pushed to the very bottom to where I completely forgotten about it, honestly, until they revealed it. I'm like, oh my god, let's go. So this figure right here, we learned yesterday, or that has kind of been developing over the last few days, is that this figure appears to be online only, except for a couple exceptions. So if you guys have been looking for this figure at a lot of Target stores, if you can't find the Rob Van Dam, it's because largely, and I don't know about 100%, but very largely, this figure has not been showing up at retail stores in the United States, which does give you some clarity for international collectors, or at least collectors that are in Australia. I'm sure I have some listeners or collectors or followers, subscribers, whatever the hell. I'm sure I have some of you that are located in Australia. In Australia, apparently, this figure is plentiful. You're able to walk into Target and find this figure, but for a lot of the US collectors, you cannot find this figure. You probably have been on the hunt for this figure, or you've been searching and you have found the rest of the set probably in droves. And even in a toy hunt we posted maybe last week or something like that, I even mentioned this. I'm like, dude, why can I not find this Rob Van Dam? To the point where I was thinking, okay, this figure is just so popular, or it's short packed and whatever. But I've had people also hit me up saying there's not even a peg for the Rob Van Dam in their Target stores. So that would kind of confirm to me that this figure is not being pushed out to retail stores, at least in the United States. And it is Target exclusive, so I'm specifically talking about Target. Of course, you will not find this at Walmart or something like that. It is going to be Target exclusive, as the Legends line is, but people have been talking about how this figure has not been found. But, we did pop it up yesterday that apparently it is going to be online only. Now, the thing that is worrisome about this, and this is what we're going to touch on, if this figure was put up for pre-order on Target, you guys know that I kind of stay away from pre-orders unless it's a figure that I'm very, very desperate for, or, searching for, etc. I usually only pre-order through Ringside Collectibles. I just feel them to be the most reliable. I've never had something completely canceled from them. They are very, very reliable. Shout out to Ringside, of course. But every time I pre-order at Walmart, every time I pre-order at Target, it seems like my pre-order always gets canceled, or I end up finding the figure that I want anyway in the store before my pre-order is fulfilled. So that kind of just left me with a sour taste in my mouth, so I never did so. But that goes back to this RVD, because people that actually pre-ordered this figure on Target.com, the people that actually received that RVD, I'm sure there's people out there that had their figure canceled, which is sucky, but that's why I don't pre-order with them, because I get my hopes up and then bam. And I know a lot of people say, well, it's just, you put it down and then if it doesn't come in, but that's not what I'm talking about. That's besides the point. The point is, people that received their pre-orders for this RVD, you are blessed, because now on Target.com, it is completely sold out, and I'm sure they're going to do a restock at some point, but now collectors are left playing the waiting game. You have to kind of play the waiting game, and I don't know if there are reports of a couple people finding this figure at retail, but largely, I think most collectors that want this Rob Van Dam, the only way to do so is Target.com. And then the other option, which is something that this is how I got mine, this is how I obtained mine. I ordered mine through Mattel Creations. So once I posted my video, I think it was my toy hunt, that day that we went on that toy hunt, we searched all over all the different Targets, and we couldn't find the Rob Van Dam. I immediately saw a couple comments, I think, that said, check Mattel Creations, and I saw some people posting about it, and I'm like, bro, I probably need to go ahead and lock this down because, again, it was the figure that I was most, searching for. Is the one that was the most sought after for me personally. I have seen the Bobby the Brain Heenan. I've seen the British Bulldog. I've seen the Kurt Hennig so many times, and I just have left it alone. I got to a point where I just was like, nah, man, I'm not forcing the hand. I'm either going to wait on clearance for those figures, and I'll buy the RVD if it's at full price. And I saw it on Mattel Creations, so I went ahead and purchased it on Mattel Creations, and thank God I did, because if you go over to Mattel Creations right now, it has sold out over there too. So I don't know if Target and Mattel Creations are going to restock it. I'm sure they will. I'm pretty sure that they will restock it at some point. I just don't know when that is. And I don't know if you can do, I'm sure you can, maybe you could do like a notification system. Maybe they do an email system where you can go to their website, turn on the notification bell, and then, once it's restocked, they send you the update, and then it's your job to, put in that order as soon as possible. But it's very interesting with this because I don't know, it's just kind of I don't know if this was just a mistake on the back end. It seems kind of boneheaded that the most sought after figure from this set is going to be online only. Just doesn't make a lot of sense, right? That doesn't make any sense. I don't know why you would choose to do that. I think that that's probably going to hinder sales. And I mean, of course, I feel like, one unfortunate thing about this is that the aftermarket of this figure or the availability of this figure is going to go down because the rest of them are stockpiled. Now, I don't know if hopefully this will be the case where it comes in stock online at Target and Mattel Creations and they're able to fulfill every single order and, there's plentiful of this Rob Van Dam if it's online only. Hopefully that doesn't mean that, they just kind of disappear and we never see them and then, maybe 6 months down the road these somehow pop up at Ollie's in droves or, your Ross stores and things like that, which is completely possible. I could see that taking place, or I don't know. I doubt that, somebody like Ringside would stock them. I don't think they've ever stocked the Legends figures or the Monday Night Wars figures. They tend to stay away from Target and Walmart. They will pick up, some Mattel Creations exclusives, maybe some Amazon exclusives, but I don't think they really dabble in the Target and Walmart areas like that. Like the Monday Night Wars and Legends seem to be, pretty concrete on that, and I don't think I've ever even seen a Monday Night Wars or a Legends figure at these Ollie stores and things like that, so maybe it won't be one of those cases. I have no idea, man. That's why this is kind of troublesome. We have seen some box sets pop up, like you remember that Then Now Forever box set from back in the day, maybe 2-3 years ago. I say back in the day like it wasn't that long ago, but it's like 2 or 3 years ago that box set was popping up at Ollie's, and we've probably seen some other examples. I've seen some pay-per-view exclusive waves and things like that, but I don't think you're gonna find maybe some Monday Night Wars or some Target Legends figures at these Ollie's or discount stores, but I guess anything is possible, right? So I had to play that by ear, but at the same time, this is worrisome because this is going to be the most sought-after RVD, the most sought-after figure from this Legends set, and I know a lot of people want their hands on this, and they were hoping to find this at their Target store. They're going to be going to their Target stores, going on their weekly or monthly toy hunts looking for this thing, and I don't know if that's going to be the case, man. It looks like this figure seems to be online only, and if that is the case, then, man, not very good. Not going to be very good at all, especially for people searching for this. And even the other day, I went to Mattel Creations trying to buy another one, and it wasn't there. So you hate to see that. That is something you hate to see. List of things you hate to see, that would be on there. So, we're just going to have to do our best to try and find this Rob Van Dam any way, shape, or form that we can, or order an extra. This was going to be one of those figures where I picked up 2 or 3 of them for some fix-ups and customs and stuff. I had a lot of fun posing mine around. You've probably seen throughout this video. I haven't even gotten to review the full set. I do want to track down the rest of the Legends set so that we can do a full set review because I love this RVD. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. I want to do a full, I did do some photography. I did a video and we uploaded it and all those different things, but I want you guys to see it, in the review station and then in the arena. I want to do some arena photography with the Money in the Bank moment, maybe the cash in, different things like that, or not really a cash in, but you know what I'm saying. But what's up with RVD, man? Multiple kind of crazy figures over his career. He's actually had 3, right? If you go back to that original RVD that was going to come out, and then it got canceled or something, right? Not the Elite 91. I think there was one before that was going to be set to release. Then I think he left WWE. Then he had that one re-released in the From the Vault, and then you had the chase of the Elite 91, which I love, and that figure was a chase coming out, and it got canceled. So then you have this little short print here of RVD. So I don't know what's going on with RVD, man. RVD seems to have a crazy, controversial past with his WWE Mattel figures, which is insane, but this is something I wanted to get on here, talk about a little bit. I would love to know down below, have you seen this figure at retail? Did you get your online pre-order? What are you thinking about this figure? Is this something you're searching for? It's just a weird one. This is a very weird situation with this RVD, and not something that you see too often. I'm trying to think of the last time this happened, or something like this has happened, but it does seem like the RVD Elite figure from this Legends Series 29 is a little bit controversial, man, but that is pretty much going to wrap it up for me today. Let's get into our random comment shout out. And a random comment today is going to go to Donnie G7192, who says, you can tell that figure has been doing some DDP yoga, and this is in reference to our DDP Ultimate Edition figure review from yesterday, man. I had a lot of fun reviewing that figure. I thought it was terrific. Just a lot of good stuff going on with that DDP figure. If you guys missed that video, you definitely need to go check that out if you're interested in that DDP Ultimate, or, you know, you just want a solid Ultimate Edition, man. I don't know. There were some good things there, and I'd like to know what you think of the new review station. We changed up a little bit there. But anyways, man, I'm getting the hell out. I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, but I'm seeing you later. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a blessed day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.